श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् अपारकरुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्।
श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। With the plentiful blessings of our Acharya Swamiji, for the last over a month, we have been going through Vande GurorMandalam, series of lectures on Adi Shankara Bhagavad Stotras. After completing Ganesha Bhujangam, Shiva Stotras, including Shivananda Lahari, we started with Ambashtakam, proceeded to Ananda Lahari, and then we are now into Saundarya Lahari, Shloka number 10.
नमस्कार। सुधाधारा सारैश्चरणयुगलान्तर्विगलितैः प्रपञ्चं सिञ्चन्ति पुनरपि रसाम्नाय महसः अवाप्य स्वां भूमिं भुजगनिभमध्युष्टवलयम् स्वमात्मानं कृत्वा स्वपिशिकुलकुण्डे कुहरिणि।
This is about Kundalini Yoga once again. In our earlier shloka, we saw that yogi is able to arise Kundalini from a sleeping state in the Mooladhara Chakra and make it rise along Kulapatha, Sushumna Nadi, breaking through 6 chakras, Shat Chakra Bhedanam, and then the Shakti, the Kundalini Shakti, reaches Sahasrara Chakra, the 1000-petaled lotus in Sahasrara, in Brahmarandhram. There is a shower of Amrita in the Chandra Mandala, as if from a Purna Chandra, and then the subsequent process, because one cannot remain in that state indefinitely, because it is as if you are remaining in Samadhi indefinitely. You cannot. Now, even great sages like Ramana Maharshi, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, these sages have remained in Samadhi, no doubt, but for a few days, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, like that. Then this is equivalent to that Samadhi. Whether they were undergoing Kundalini Yoga, we are nobody to tell. But at least we can say this is equivalent to that Samadhi. So you cannot, with this body, you cannot remain in that state all the time. So the next process is Avarohanam, for the Kundalini Shakti to be brought down to her normal place, which is Mooladhara Chakra. So the same path that Kulapatha, she takes downwards and reaches. Now the path is straight and simple because you have already broken through the chakras. Now it is straightforward. So from the Sahasrara, you go down to Mooladhara Chakra. And there she goes to her normal position again. This Avarohana procedure is described in this shloka. Sudhadhara saraihi charana yugalantar vigalitaihi charana yugala antaha vigalitaihi. Your twin feet, from the twin feet, there is a shower of Sudhadhara asaraihi, asara is shower of Amrita, shower of Amrita flow. Sudhadhara asaraihi charanayugala antarvigalitahi. From the twin feet, The shower is coming out. Vigalitaihi. Shower is coming out. Prapancham sinchanti. It irrigates as it were, the prapancha. Here, prapancha does not mean the universe. It means the pindandam versus as opposed to brahmandam. Because all, whatever is there in outside world, the brahmandam, is all there in the sharira. That is what Yoga Shastra says. So, pindandam contains the same features. We have seen that also earlier. The same panchabhutas are there outside, same panchabhutas are there inside. Same pancha tanmatras associated with the panchabhutas are available to us through the pancha jnanendriyas, and we have the ability to perform work through our pancha karmendriyas. So all that is there in our body. So prapancham here he means the pindanda, the body. Now why he is calling it prapancham? Because 72,000 nadis are there. Now this shower of Amrita goes through all the 72,000 nadis in the entire body. So your entire body is sort of inundated with Amrita. These are all experiences. They cannot be described in words. Is it like a water going through a canal? Yes. That is the nearest explanation one can give. How can you express in words something which cannot be expressed in words? So that is why he is saying it like this. So the shower of nectarine shower goes through all the 72,000 nadis. That is what he is saying. Prapancham sinchanti, irrigating as it were the entire body. Punarapi rasa amnaya mahasaha. Rasa amnaya mahasaha. That is the description of the state from where she is going to come down. The state from where she is going to come down is rasa amnaya mahasaha. Rasa amnaya means full of rasa, plenty of rasa. Because that is nectar, that is amrita. So it is full of rasa. There is nothing unwanted in that. Everything is rasa only. Rasa amnaya mahasaha, not only rasa, mahas is jyoti. It is not as if you are getting only the amrita. In Chandra you get what? You get amrita as well as jyotis, isn't it? Chandra kirana gives you light as well as amrita. We saw that earlier. Same here also, the same Chandra kirana coming from the feet of Devi, this nectarine amrita shower comes all over body, and at the same time it is brightening the entire body. Mahas, Jyotis. So the entire body is lighted up brilliantly as well as filled with nectar, as it were. Rasamnaya Mahasaha. So from that state, Punarapi Swam Bhumim Avapya, again reaching her natural place, normal place. Swam Bhumim, that is the Muladhara Chakra. Bhujaganibham Adhyushta Valayam. Bhujaganibham, like a serpent. That is the description of the normal description of the Kundalini Shakti. You can ask, how can there be a serpent in the body? This is only a description. It doesn't mean serpents that we see in our normal life. No, this is less than a thread in terms of dimension. Shastras describe the Sukshma nature. It is less than a thread in terms of dimension. So, it is in the shape of a serpent. So, in the shape of a serpent, a coiled serpent, it goes and the Kundalini Shakti goes there and she sleeps there and she takes the form of 3.5 rounds. Adhyushta Valayam, that is 3.5 rounds. 3.5 rounds of Sarpa shape, Bhujaga shape. Bhujaga Nibham, Adhyushta Valayam. That's why it says Bhujaga Nibham. Because it's not really Bhujaga, no? It is like a Bhujaga, he says, like a serpent. Samatmanam Kritva, her own body she makes into that shape, that Bhujaga shape, 3.5 rounds. So she goes and sleeps there. Kulakunde, Puharini, where she sleeps? Kulakunde, that is Muladhara Chakra, another name is Kulakunda. We saw Kulapatha yesterday, that is the Sushumna Nadi path from Muladhara Chakra going up to Sahasrara Chakra is Kulapatha, and the Mooladhara Chakra is known as Kulakunda. For that also there is a beautiful explanation why it is called Kulakunda. Ku is the Akshara which refers to Prithvi. Prithvi Tattva is associated with Mooladhara Chakra. We have seen that before. So, Kundalini Shakti undergoes Laya. Laya is merger. Ku, La, Prithvi, Laya. That it stands for Laya in Prithvi. Ku, La. Kunda is a kind of a vessel. Kunda is a kind of a vessel with a opening in the center. Kuharini, that is the opening. Opening is like a cave, he says. It's an opening. In the opening, she goes and goes to sleep. So she goes to sleep. This is the process of avarohanam of Kundalini Shakti. That Sahasrara, we saw that Chandramandalam itself is Sri Chakra. Sri Chakrameva Chandramandalam, Vyakhanam says. So, whatever we do outside as Sri Chakra Puja is all done inside in this process of Antaryaga, in the process of Kundalini Yoga. So, you made Kundalini Shakti rise from Mooladhara. After going through all the 6 chakras, it goes to the 7th chakra, Sahasrara, where the shower of Amrita and the brilliance of light takes place. And Kundalini Shakti comes back to Mooladhara Chakra. Sudhadhara Sarehi Charana Jugalantar Vigalitaihi Prapancham Sintanti Punarapirasam Mahasah Avapya Swam Bhumim Bhujaganibha Madhyushtavalayam Samatmanam Kritva Swapishi Kulakunde Kuharini.
चतुर्भिः श्रीकण्ठैः शिवयुवतिभिः पञ्चभिरपि प्रभिन्नाभिः शम्भोर्नवभिरपि मूलप्रकृतिभिः चतुश्चत्वारिंशद्वसुदलकलाश्रत्रिवलय त्रिरेखाभिः सार्धं तव चरणकोणाः परिणताः.
For the last shloka, the mundane benefit was Sharira Shuddhi and Virya Vriddhi. That is how it has been given. Because Sharira Shuddhi doesn't need any explanation. Virya Vriddhi is because of the power of Kundalini Shakti. Now, in this shloka, there is a description of Sri Chakra. All of you might have seen Sri Chakra. It's a very complex diagram, complex yantra diagram. If it is a diagram on a plane surface, it is called Sri Chakra. If it is a solid, 3-dimensional solid with a height, then it is called Meru. Same. Meru, look from the top in plan, will look like Sri Chakra. So when you draw it on a plane surface, it becomes Sri Chakra. When it is a 3-dimensional figure, it is Meru. Now he is describing that Sri Chakra. As you know, there is a dot at the center, which is called Bindu, which represents Shiva Shakti Aikyam. Our aim is to go there. Our aim is to worship Devi at the Bindu. That is the Moksha Sthana. That is where the Jnana Sthana. That is where all your desires will be fulfilled. Now, for going there, you are going through this process. There is an entry in the outer wall. It is called Bhupura. There are 4 sides of that square. Bhupura is a square. Now, there are 4 entry points. You go inside, and then there are lot of devatas at each stage. You worship all of them, take their ajna, permission, go inside, and then worship Devi at the Bindu. This is essentially the process. Navavarana Puja also does the same. Nava Avaranas, 9 enclosures, 9 compound walls, you can say. So, 9 places, specific places where you have to do puja. And those places are governed by specific devatas. Every avarana is governed by specific devatas. So you do puja to those devatas in every avarana, move on to the next avarana and so on. After completing the Nava avaranas, you reach Bindu and worship Devi. Now, the Shri Chakra, the physical description of Shri Chakra is described in this sloka. Chaturbhi Shri Kantaihi Shiva Yuvatibhi Panchabhirapi Prabhinnabhihi Shambhoho Chaturbhihi Shri Kantaihi. Shri Kantha is the name of Shiva, we have seen before. Shri means poison. Shri means Mahalakshmi, also means poison. Since he is having poison in his throat, he is known as Shri Kantha. Now here he refers to 4 Shri Kanthas, 4 Shiva triangles, not 4 Shiva, though it looks like that the way it is framed. He means 4 Shiva triangles which are upward facing. Upward facing, there are 4 triangles which are known as Shiva Chakras. They are 4 in number. Then there are downward facing 5 triangles. Panja Bhirapi Shiva Yuvati Bhihi. 5 triangles which are Shakti triangles. Downward facing. They are Shambhoho Prabhinnabhihi. They are different from the earlier described Shiva triangles. They are different from them. They are distinct from them. They meet, each of them meets the other. There are intersections of these 9 triangles. These intersections are very interesting. That is what he is coming to know. Navabhirapi Moola Prakrutibhihi. There is a total of 9, isn't it? 4 plus 5. Now, why these Shiva triangles are upward and Devi triangles are downward? There is a Vyakhyana for that. Shiva represents Agni Tattva. In fact, in Yaga, when you have the Agni in the Yaga Vedi, it is known as that Agni himself is known as Shiva. He is not just Agni. He represents Shiva. So Shiva is always represented as Agni Tattva. So Agni always goes upward. And Shakti is associated with Amrita Tattva. Amrita is a shower downwards. We saw in the last sloka. So Shakti triangles are facing downward direction. So total of 9 triangles we have now got. They represent 9 Moola Prakritis. We have seen before that the entire creation, whether it is Pindanda or whether it is Brahmanda, is made of 5 elements, Panchabhutas, we have seen before. Now Panchabhutas will not give you life, isn't it? Panchabhutas will give you a Sthula Sharira. It will be a functional Sharira, but for it to function you need life. That life is Shiva. The 5 elements constitute the Prakriti, the Sthula Sharira. The 5 Panchabhutas are Shakti Amshas, which we saw now, Shakti triangle. And the 4 Shiva triangles are Jnana Amsha. They are Maya, Shuddha Vidya, Maheshwara and Sadashiva. There must be differences in each of these functionalities. We will not get into them. These 4 together represent the Maya Shakti, the Jnana Shakti, Shuddha Vidya, Maheshwara and Sadashiva. They represent that. Because as you know, Jivatma is none other than Paramatma. That is what the Shastras say. We always say Shiva shines brilliantly in our Hridaya, we say, isn't it? We distinguish Hridaya from Manas. All along we have been doing that. And Manas is associated with Antakarana, 4 compartments. Hridaya is the place where Shiva shines. So there is a place for Shiva, that is Paramatma. There is a place for Jivatma, that is the Manas. So Panchabhutas do not create Manas, though they help in creating Manas. They have no power to create Manas. So all that comes under these 4 tattvas. In terms of the body, this is in terms of the Brahmanda, what we saw now, Panchabhutas and Shaktyamshas and Shivamshas. Same applies to the body also. In terms of 5 Shaktyamshas, it is Tvak, Asrik, Mamsa, Meda, and Asthi. That is skin, blood, flesh, fat, and bone. These five constitute Shakti Amshas. As I said, Thola Sharira. Now, what about the Sukshma Sharira? That is the life. That is the four Shiva triangles: Majja, Shuklam, Prana, and Jiva. Majja is the bone marrow, Shuklam, Prana, and Jiva. These four are Shivamsas. So now we have got 9 aspects of Moola Prakriti. These 9 triangles represent that. So the whole of Brahmanda, the whole of Pindanda, the whole of our body has been represented by these triangles. Now these triangles constitute 43 triangles by the beautiful way they intersect each other. Now if you look at the if you look at the diagram, you will understand. Though there are 4 plus 5, 9 major primary triangles, they result in a total of primary plus secondary 43 triangles. So that is what he says, Chatushchatvarimshat. And these 43 have been divided into 4 categories. 14 outside triangles, 2 into 10 inside triangles, then 8 further inside triangles, and 1 further inside triangle. The one closest to the Bindu, you will find one simple triangle. No cluster at all. No cluster, only a single triangle, easily identifiable. That is, we start with that one. Then we go to the next level, which is 8. Then we go to the next level, which is 2 into 10, 10 on left and 10 on right. Then we go to the next level, 14. So this together form 43. Then Bindu you have to add, then it becomes 44. So these 44 also represent various tattvas. These 44 also represent various tattvas, but connected with those 9. Those 44 are connected with the same 9 tattvas which we saw just now. Then we have outside these triangles, Vasudala Kalashkat Trivalaya Trirekha Histardham. There are 4 more aspects. Vasudala. Vasu is Ashta Vasud we know. So it means Ashtadala. There are 8 petaled lotus. You can see it in the circular form. Kalascha, there are 16 kalas, Shodasha kalas. So Kalascha means Shodasha Dala. Shodasha Dala, 16 petaled lotus. Then 3 Valaya, 3 circles. Then you have 3 Rekha Abhihi, 3 lines which form the 3 squares outside, which I mentioned just now as Bhupuram. So they consist of 3 lines, 3 Rekha Abhihi, Sardham, with all this. Tavacharana Konaha, Parinataha, the projections of your feet, Charana Konaha, the triangles, etc., which came from your feet, Parinataha, they have expanded into this Sri Chakra figure, including those 3 rekhas. Everything constitutes your lotus feet only. The whole thing is your lotus feet, but the lotus feet concentration, the concentrated presence along with Shiva is in Bindu. That is why you have populated this entire Sri Chakra with Devatas, Yoginis, etc. for all amshas of yours only. That is why your Karana Konaha. They are not different from you. They are only aspects of you, all Devatas, etc. That is why we have to worship them and then go inside. Even in Sri Puram, the same concept. Sri Chakra, Sri Puram, the body, Kundalini Yoga, which goes up, concept is the same. Even in Sri Puram, you have got 25 prakaras, 25 enclosures, various materials. We saw that. And then finally you enter Chintamani Griha. The Chintamani Griha is this Bindu, and all these 25 prakaras, enclosures, are represented here in a different form. They are all the same. Now these Sri Chakra itself, one type we have described, there can be variations in this Sri Chakra. Let us not get into the technicality, but let us only understand that Three variations are possible according to Shastras, three major variations. One is called Meru Prastharam, another is called Kailasa Prastharam, the third is called Bhu Prastharam. Slight variations in the construction of this same Sri Chakra diagram. Meru Prastharam represents Shodashakshari. We have known the mantra of Panchadashakshari before, it will come again. 15 lettered mantra of Devi. Now you have to add one more letter to that. That is the highest form of all mantras of Devi. It starts with Bala mantra, the simplest mantra. Then it goes on through other mantras. Then you reach Panchadashakshari mantra, 15 lettered mantra, which is the highest. Then still higher is this Shodashakshari, given to very rare personalities. This Meru Prastaram represents that. Then Kailasa Prastaram represents Matrika Varna Kramaha. There are 51 letters in the alphabet which are known as Matrikas because they are also aspects of same Devi. So those letters, those 51 letters are represented in this Sri Chakra structure. That is Matrika Varna. The first one was 16 Shodasha Akshara. That mantra was represented in the Sri Chakra structure. Here Matrikas are represented. The third is still more interesting, Bhu Praskara. Vashinyadi Devata Kramaha. There are Devatas like Vashini. Those Devatas are represented there. Vag Devatas and other Devatas. They are all represented in the structure. Represented means they are assigned a position. This position is for Vaishini, this position is for next Vag Devata, this position is for Yogini number 1, Yogini number 2, and so on. So that is how the structure is explained. Now, same Sri Chakra structure which has been explained in this shloka, there is another very famous, celebrated, normally used shloka which describes Sri Chakra construction. Bindu Trikona Vasukona Dashara Yugma Manvashranada Samyuta Shodasharam Vittatrayancha Dharani Sadanatrayancha Sri Chakrameta Duditam Paradevatayaha Etat Sri Paradevatayaha Sri Chakram Uditam. This is known as Sri Chakra of Paradevata. And he describes Bindu, first the dot, then Trikona, one triangle, we saw just now. Then Vasukona, 8 triangles. Then Dashara Yugma, Dashara is 10 triangles, Yugma, twice 10 triangles. You have 10 triangles on each side. Manvashya, there are 14 Manus in one Yuga. In one day of Brahma, one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus, 14 Indras, Chaturdasha Indraha, Chaturdasha Manavaha. So, Manu and Manvashya means 14. 14 triangles. Then you have Nagadala, 8 petaled circle. Nagas are supposed to be 8, so 8 petaled circle. Samyuta Shodasharam, then 16 petaled circle. Then Vrittatrayancha, 3 circles. Dharani Sadana Trayancha, Dharani Sadana is Bhupuram. Dharani Sadana Trayamcha, there are 3 rekha we saw, no, that one. This is Sri Chakra, Sri Chakrameta Uditam Paradevatayaha. The benefit for this shloka obviously it has got its own yantra, mantra, procedure, etc., puja and all that. And if you go through all that, or if you do parayana for a certain number of times, you will be blessed with Sat Santanam, Janma Safalyam. Sat Santanam and Janma Safalyam. Your Janma has attained the fruit which you are supposed to attain. That is moksha. Chaturbhi Shrikantaihi Shiva Yuvatibhi Panchabhirapi Prabhinnabhi Shambhor Navibhirapi Moola Prakritibhihi Chatushchatvarimshat Vasudalakala Chatrivalaya Sri Rekhabhi Sardham Savasarana Kona Parinataha.
त्वदीयं सौन्दर्यं तुहिनगिरिकन्ये तुलयितुं कवीन्द्राः कल्पन्ते कथमपि विरिञ्चि प्रभृतयः यदा लोकौत्सुक्यादमरललना यान्ति मनसा तपोभिर्दुष्प्रापामपि गिरिशसायुज्य पदवीम्.
This sloka, now he is not loading us with very highly technical data on Sri Chakra, Kundalini Yoga continuously. He gives you a break with normal descriptions of Devi, normal descriptions of Devi's Leelas, Devi's power, etc., etc. So that is the way these slokas are organized. Look at the brilliance of Adi Shankara. Now this sloka is on the matchless beauty of Devi. Subject is only beauty, matchless beauty of Devi. Tadiyam saundaryam tuhinagiri kanye tolayitam. Tuhinagiri kanye. Tuhina is snow. Himagiri. Hima is also snow. Daughter of Himavan. Tadiyam saundaryam, your beauty, tolayitam, for weighing it in a balance. Tula is a balance. Tula Rashi, if you see the diagram, there will be a balance shown with two pans. So, if your beauty is put in one pan, something else has to be put in the other pan for comparison. That is Tulayitam, for comparing. Kavindraha kalpante kathamapi virinchi prabhrutayaha. Virinchi prabhrutayaha kavindraha. Brahma and other Kavishreshthas, the greatest of poets, including Brahma, Brihaspati and other great intellectuals. Not only poets, Kavi also include intellectuals. They all tried to find a parallel to your beauty. Kasamapi kalpante. Somehow they tried. Tolayatam kalpante. Kasamapi tolayatam kalpante. Somehow they tried to weigh, to find a parallel. But they did not succeed. He is not saying they did not succeed. They attempted to find a parallel. He stops. That means they attempted unsuccessfully. Yada laukotsukhyat amaralana yanti manasa tapobhir dushprapamapi girisha sayujya padavim. Yat aloka outsukhyat. Outsukyam is eagerness, tremendous eagerness is outsukyam. Utsuka is tremendously eager. So, yat aloka, for seeing this beauty, they were very eager, extremely eager. Who? Amaralalanaha, the Devaloka women. Lalana means women. Devaloka women were overcome with extreme eagerness to see this beauty because they think they are very beautiful. They are very beautiful. Brahma, Urvashi and other Apsaras of Devaloka. So someone is more beautiful, incomparably more beautiful than us. They could not digest that fact. So, well, we must go and see that, no? If somebody is more beautiful, so much more beautiful than the beauties that we are, then we must go and appreciate that. We must go and see at least. So that eagerness is how this is described here. Yat aloka outsukhyat amaralalana yanti manasa. Then they decided this is not feasible. Why it is not feasible? Because Devi's beauty is available only to the eyes of Parameshwara. Parameshwara Dringmatra Vishayaha. We have been introduced to this luckily in Anandalahari. So when it is Parameshwara Dringmatra Vishayaha, it is not available to anybody else's eyes. It's clearly mentioned. So all others may see the beauty, but they cannot appreciate its full extent. Unless you appreciate the full extent, I cannot decide whether that beauty is greater than my beauty. So this is the issue. So this issue they resolved in a different manner. How did they resolve? They said, okay, if that is the case, I must go and sit in Parameshwara's eyes. For sitting in Parameshwara's eyes, I must merge with Parameshwara. Shiva Sayujya I have to attain. Girisha Sayujya Padavim. I have to attain Girisha Sayujya Padavi. The moksha, Sayujya is the highest level of moksha, we know that. So, Shiva Sayujya, you merge yourself completely with Shiva, so you become one with Shiva. That state, Girisha Sayujya Padavi. How is that state? tapobhihi dushprapam. Even with the greatest of penance, even with the greatest of tapas, it is difficult to attain that state. Dushprapam, we all of us know it. How difficult it must be to attain Shiva Sayujya. Now these girls decided to attain that state. These women, Deva women, they decided to attain that state, which is difficult of attainment, even with the greatest of tapas. Manasa yanti, but they reached that state by through their mind. Reach which state? Sayujya Padavi state. Mentally, they reached that state. Whether they have really attained or not, he is not telling. So, at least that wish has taken this form. Okay, now let me become Shiva's eyes. So mentally they became Shiva's eyes for enjoying the beauty. Well, this is the way, this is poetic way of saying that Devi's beauty is incomparable. So very poetic, very beautiful description of Devi's beauty. O daughter of Himavan, your beauty, Brahma and other great poets, greatest of poets and intellectuals, somehow wanted to find a parallel. They could not succeed. To have a look at this beauty, divine women, Devaloka women, were extremely eager and they knew that it is possible only through the eyes of Parameshwara. So they decided to merge with Parameshwara. Shiva Sayujya Padavi, they wanted to attain that state, which is difficult to attain even with the greatest of tapas. Then they somehow attained it with their mind. They attained it with their mind. They did not fail in their attempt. Yanti means they have attained. Yanti Sayujya Padavi, they have attained that Padavi, Manasa, by that concentrated mind. Tapas is also concentration of mind, isn't it? So that Dushprapam Tapobhihi, which was described, somehow they managed it because that is the force of their eagerness. See, the point that the poet has to drive home is the beauty is so intense, the eagerness of Deva women is so intense that no obstacle could stand in their way. So they attain their goal through their mental tapas. Tadiyam saundaryam tuhinagiri kanye tolayitam Kavindra kalpante kasamapi virinchi prabhritayah yadalokotsukyadamaralana yanti manasa tapobhirdushprapamapi girisha sayujya padavim. Lalita Sahasranamam brings it out as Mahalavanya Shevadhaye Namaha. Shevadhi is a treasure. Same idea is brought out there. Like in other mantra, this mantra also has got its own yantra, tantra, puja procedure, etc. Next.
नरं वर्षीयांसं नयनविरसं नर्मसुजडं तवापाङ्गालोके पतितमनुधावन्ति शतशः गलद्वेणीबन्धाः कुचकलशविस्रस्तसिचया हठात् त्रुट्यत्काञ्च्यो विगलितदुकूला युवतयः.
Now the same power of Devi, that was the power of beauty, now the power of her sidelong glance, Kataksha, power of Kataksha, that is mentioned in this sloka. And the benefit for the last one was Shiva Sayujya, and even a dumb fellow will speak. The power of speaking even for a dumb fellow, that was the benefit of last sloka. For this sloka, Kama Jayam is the benefit. Winning over Kama. Now, in a very interesting way, he has put the power of the sidelong glance. Naram Varshiyamsam Nayana Virasam Narmasujadam. He is describing an old man. Naram Varshiyamsam, old man. Varshiyamsam means very old man. Nayana Virasam, he is very ugly. Nayana Virasam means he is not worth looking at. Nayana Rasam means beautiful, handsome. Nayana Virasam, he is very unattractive to the eyes. Narmasujadam, Narma means sport. the sports of erotics, Shangara. In those sports, Jadam, he is cold, he is frigid. In sports of love. Narma actually originally means, here we have interpreted like that. Narma, normal meaning is Shanti and happiness. That is why Narmada river is known as Narmada, the giver of happiness, giver of Shanti. Here also it means that, but the special meaning, every word has got special meaning. The special meaning here is the sports of love. He is very frigid, Jada, he is very inert. Tava loke patitam. When this person happens to be the recipient of your sidelong glance, tava apanga aloke. Aloka is seeing, apanga is sidelong glance. When your sidelong glance falls patitam on this man, then what happens? Something unimaginable happens. He has described this man clearly. On this man who is unattractive to the eyes, who doesn't know anything about sports of love, very old person. On him, sidelong glance has fallen of Devi. Then what happens? Shatashaha anudhavanti yuvatayaha. Hundreds of young women run after him. Anudhavanti means physically running one after the other in groups. One trying to run faster than the other. That is anudhavanti. They run after him, and while running, what happens? He is putting it in a very poetic way. Galad Veni Bandhaha. Veni is the hair on the head, which has been tied, that those ties have all broken out because they run so fast. So these hair bands have all broken out. Kuchakala Vistrasta Sichayaha. The clothing on top of the pot-like bosom is all displaced. Vistrasta, displaced. They have all fallen down. Sichaya is the dress. Hathat Trotayat Kanchyaha. Hatha means actually obstinacy. Now here it means because of the speed with which they run, the lock in the waistband in the Udyanam is kept in place through a locking mechanism, isn't it? That locking mechanism has given way. Trutyat Kanchyaha. Kanchyaha, the Udyanas of the women. Trutyat, they have given way, they have broken by the force. Hathat, forcefully they have broken. The force is by the running. Vigalita Dukulaha. The last is, because the Kanchi has given way, the lower dress is also fallen down. Vikalita Dukula is the dress at the bottom. So this is the state of the, this is purely full of kama, such a serious topic we were discussing. Why he is mentioning this in this way, the power of apanga, why he is describing in this such an erotic manner? The answer is no, it doesn't mean what it means to us. It means something else. Because once you have received apanga, you are no more in, your mind no more goes towards kama. So all this kama business which has come after that has no relevance to him. 1,000 girls may be running after him, he doesn't care. Because this is also mentioned in Mokapanchati Nyarya Shatakam. One who has been the recipient of Devi's sidelong glance, for him, Samadarshana comes immediately. He looks at stone and a piece of gold with the same eyes. So when that is the case, so the girls running after him makes no sense to him. So the sense is there is a hidden meaning. These are various powers picturized as women. Various powers, including mukti, come to him automatically. That is what it means. Once you have received the sidelong glance, all powers come to you. Those siddhis, Ashtamaha siddhis, etc. The highest jnana, moksha, everything comes to you on its own, automatically. They come running to you. And Tediyor says in his explanation that these women refer to Upanishads, because Veda is referred to as Veda Mata. So the Veda Mata's Shikhara, the head is Upanishad. So the head is represented as so many women. So many, because head is represented as so many Upanishads. This is not one Upanishad. Hundreds of Upanishads are there. So there is hundreds of women have been mentioned here because there are hundreds of Upanishads. So those hundreds of Upanishads seek you. The jnana comes to you automatically. You don't have to run after where is that Upanishad, who will teach me that Upanishad. All those days are gone. Now the jnana of those Upanishads comes to you automatically. That is the meaning for, like other shlokas, here also there is a procedure for puja, yantra, etc. Naram varshiyamsam nayana virasam narmasu jadam tava pangaloke patitam anudhavanti shatashah जलद्वेणी बन्धाः कुचकलशविप्रस्तशिशयाः हठात् श्रुत्यत्काञ्चो विगलितदुकूला युवतयः.
क्षितोषट्पञ्चाशद्विसमधिकपञ्चाशदुदके हुताशे द्वाषष्टिश्चतुरधिकपञ्चाशदनिले दिवि द्विषट्त्रिंशन्मनसि च चतुष्षष्टिरिति ये मयूखास्तेषामप्युपरि तव पादाम्बुजयुगम्.
Now something very interesting. We, as I said, he keeps us engaged in the serious topics and then the powers of Devi alternately. Now he has come back to the chakras, the Kundalini Yoga chakras. We have seen 6 chakras. Now he is explaining those 6 chakras once again. Why he is explaining once again? He has already explained. Here he wants to explain the brilliance of each chakra. That is, when Devi goes and sits in that chakra, what is the brilliance that you associate with that chakra? That is the subject. Now, why that is required? Now we will understand it. Because he is counting the number of rays of brilliance. The number of rays of shine, light, he is counting. Kshitau Shat Panchashat. Kshitau means Bhumi. In the Bhumi chakra, that is Mooladhara chakra, there are 56 rays. Panchashat Shat, 6 plus 50. Dvisamadhika Panchashat Udake. Udake is water. In the Jalatattva, that is Manipuraka, there are 52 rays. Panchashat is 50. Dvisamadhika, 50 plus 2. Hutashe Dvashashtihi. Chaturadhika Panchashad Anile. Hutashe Dvashashtihi. That is Agni. Agni Tattva is Swadhisthana. In Swadhisthana, you have 62. Shashti is 60. 2 plus 60. Chaturadhika Panchashad Anile. In Vayu Tattva, that is Anahata Chakra, you have Panchashad is 50 plus 4. Chatuh Adhika. 54. Next is Vishuddhi Chakra, which is Akasha Tattva, Divi. This Shatrimshan, Shatrimshat is 36, Dvihi means twice, that is 72. Manasicha Chatushashtiriti, the last is Manas Chakra, that is Ajna, Manas Tattva. There, 64, Shashti plus 4, 60 plus 4. This is Ye Mayukha, Mayukha means rays. These are the rays of brilliance coming from Devi's presence in those chakras. Teshamapi upari tava padambuja yugam. Teshamapi upari. On top of these 6 chakras, because that is the final destination, isn't it? These chakras are not the destination. In fact, she fears us through those chakras and moves up. So, when in each chakra we are supposed to do a puja, including dhupa, deepa, naivedya, etc. We have seen it before. At that time, what is the brilliance she sheds? That is the question here, answered. So that is only a temporary stay. Then finally you stay in that Sahasrara Chakra. So Tava Padambujayagam, your twin lotus feet, Tesham api upari, on top of these 6 chakras, they go and shine brilliantly. He is not counting the rays there because that is, we have seen that before. Mahataha, it is a Jyoti. Like the Jyoti Stambha, like Shiva demonstrated, this is another mass of light. So he is not counting the rays there. Here he counted the rays. Now, why did he count? And what is the purpose of giving the numbers? There in the top, Natatra Suryo Bhati Nachandratarakam Nema Vidyuto Bhanti Kuto Jamagnihi Tasya Bhasa Sarvamidam Vibhati. So there Surya does not shine, Chandra does not shine, lightning does not shine. Agni, where is the question of Agni shining? Because all these shine because of her shine. Tatra bhasa, tasya bhasa, sarvamidam vibhati. Veda says this. This mantra is chanted while doing Deeparadhana sometimes. So that is the situation in the Sahasrara Chakra. Now in the lower chakras, he has counted the number of rays. Why he is doing this counting? These lower chakras are three mandalas we have seen before: Agni Mandala, Surya Mandala, and Rudra Chandra Mandala. Agni Mandala, Surya Mandala, and Chandra Mandala. So these are the sources of light, isn't it? These are the three eyes of Shiva. These are the three eyes of Devi: Surya, Chandra, and Agni. So those, to them, Devi is offering her brilliance. That's what we saw in the Veda mantra just now. So they become brilliant only because of Devi's brilliance. So they occupy those chakras, give them some brilliance of hers. That some is counted here as number of rays. Why did this count take place? The count is, if you add all this count, it comes to 360 exactly. Now 360 is the number of days in a year. Now these six represent six rutus. Now we have seen so many descriptions of these six chakras. Now we are seeing one more aspect of the description. That is, these six represent six time zones. And Devi is Tesham Upari. That means she is beyond time. Time is no factor for her. So she is beyond time. So these six are the various Rutus. The first is Mooladhara, which is Vasanta Rutu, 55 days. Rays represent days. Manipuraka, Grishma Rutu, summer, 52 days. Swadhisthana, Varsha Rutu, rainy day, 62. Anahata Chakra, Sharad Rutu, autumn, that is 54 days. Vishuddhi Chakra, Hemanta Rutu, the early part of winter, 72 days. And Ajna Chakra, Shishira Rutu, the winter, that is 64 days. So this is how this has been explained. Of course, there are also explanations of tattvas for this number of rays. Each 52, 62 represents 52 tattvas, 62 tattvas, etc. So it goes to 360 tattvas. Scholars have gone into even that. So like in other mantras, we have yantra, mantra, puja procedure for this mantra also. स्थितौ षट्पञ्चाशत् द्विसमधिकपञ्चाशदुदके हुताशे द्वाषष्टिः चतुरधिकपञ्चाशदनिले दिवि द्विषट्त्रिंशन्मनसि च चतुष्षष्टिरितीये मयूखास्तेषामप्युपरि तव पादाम्बुजयुगम्.
शरज्योत्स्ना शुद्धां शशियुतजटाजूटमकुटां वरत्रासत्राणस्फटिकघटिका पुस्तककरां सकृन्नत्वा नत्वा कथमिव सतां सन्निदधते मधुक्षीरद्राक्षा मधुरिमधुरीनाः भरिणतयः.
Bhanitaya. Now, this is called Saraswata Prayoga. Maha Saraswati is described in this sloka. Maha Saraswati means what? Associated with poetry, associated with scholarship. That is what he is saying here. And Devi's form as Maha Saraswati is described first, and what it brings to you has been also described. Sarajyotsna Shuddham. She is pure Jyotsna, pure moonlight of autumn season, Sharad Jyotsna. Because we have seen before, Sharad Chandra is the most brilliant out of all the seasons. Because in autumn, the sky is very clear, no clouds, and moon shines with all brilliance. So Sharad Jyotsna Shuddham. Shuddham means, because even in that season, moon has its own kalanka. But here we are talking about free of blemish. Shuddham, Yashiyuta Jata Jota Makutam. Jata. Jata is something first time being associated with Devi. Jata is always matted tresses or associated only with Shiva, isn't it? But Shiva and Saraswati have jnana in common. They are in fact brother and sister according to our system of categorization of devatas. So she shares with Shiva the same form, same white form, both are white, both stand for jnana, and both wear this jata on the top of their heads. Jata, Jota, Makut. Jata, Jota is the standard description for Shiva, same description as come there. Jata, Jota, Makutam. On top of Jata, she wears a crown, and that crown has got Shashi, Chandra, Varatra, Satrana, Sphatika, Ghutika, Pustaka, Karam, in all the four hands. Varamudra, Trasatrana is Abhayamudra. Trasa is fear. Trasatrana is protection from fear. So Varamudra, Abhayamudra, Phatika Ghutika, Phatika Mala, Japa Mala, with which you chant Devi's mantras. Pustaka, the last one is the book. So Varamudra and Abhayamudra we have seen before. Many devatas display that mudra. They want to give you a boon, they want to rid you of your fear, including the fear of death, including moksha. Vara can include moksha, and freedom from fear can include freedom from fear of samsara, at highest level. This Patikamala and the book represent jnana. Book represents jnana, and Patikamala represents the sadhana which you have to do for attaining that jnana. No jnana comes to you without sadhana, isn't it? So what is the sadhana for attaining that jnana? Keep meditating on Devi. Keep meditating on Maha Saraswati. How do you do that? With a Spatikamala in hand, rotate the beads and then keep chanting the Mola Mantra. Sakrinnatva natva kathamiva satam sannidadhate. Virtuous people, satam. Sakriti natva, they prostrate to you once. Virtuous people prostrate to you once. Kathamiva na sannidadhate. First one was Sakriti Tva Natva. That is, they prostrate to you once. Who prostrate? Satam, the virtuous people. Then the second Na is there, no? Sakriti Na. Beautifully framed and printed also correctly here. The second Na goes with Sannidhadate. Kathamiva na Sannidhadate. How do virtuous people not attain? That is in a question form he has put. That is, virtuous people surely attain. What do they attain? Bhanitayaha, words, expressions. Are? What is there so great about expressions? All of us keep using expressions. No. Our expressions are no match to those expressions. That is mentioned in here. Madhu kshira draksha madhurima dhurina bhanitayaha. They carry madhurima. Madhurima dhurina. Madhurima is sweetness. They carry a load of sweetness. Dhurina means a load. Not just a little bit sweet here and there. No. It is full of sweetness. These words of these poets who have prostrated to Devi only once. That is the benefit, that is the blessing they have got. Their words, the poems they compose are full of loads of sweetness. Madhurima dhurinaha. What sweetness? Madhu kshira draksha, the sweetness of honey, the sweetness of milk, the sweetness of grapes, all together. Because each is a different type of sweetness. That means there are various rasas in poetry. We are also enjoying, no? In Adi Shankara's poetry. Various types of rasas. Sringara rasa was there. Seriousness is there. All rasas are there. So that is Madhu kshira draksha. Everything is sweet in its own way. All rasas are sweet. And the sweetness is different. So he is saying, Madhu kshira draksha madhurima dhurinaha. That kind of word automatically pop out from the mouths of these great poets because they have earned the blessings of Devi, Saraswati Devi, by prostrating only one Sakriti. So Maha Saraswati is shining like pure moonlight of autumn. She wears Chandra on a crown on top of matted tresses, and she holds in her hands Varamudra, Abhayamudra, Phatikamala and book, and virtuous people worship her, prostrate to her just once, and their words are full of loads of sweetness, of honey, of milk, and grapes. Why will it not happen? Why will they not get? That is the question. Katham na sannidadate. Satam bhanitayaha katham na sannidate. That is the words of the virtuous. That is the actual construction. Satam bhanitayaha, the words of the virtuous. How will they not attain? Katham na sannidadate. What they will not attain? Madhurima, 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 Madhurinaha. That state, how will they not attain? That's the question. So this is called the Saraswata Prayoga. Adi Mahasaraswati's form is described. This is known as Shuddha Sattva form because it is pure white. Sattva is white, Rajas is red, and Tamas is black. We have seen before. So here it is pure Shuddha Sattva, pure white, because there is Aruna in the next shloka where it is combined with redness. We will go to it later. Here it is Shuddha Sattva, and you will get the scholarship and piety. The benefits are Kavitvam and Pandityam, the piety and being a poet and being a scholar. Shuddha Sattva is described. There is as usual mantra, yantra, and puja procedure for this mantra also. Sharajyotsna Shuddham Shashiyuta Jata Jota Makutam Varatra Tatrana Sphatika Bhutika Pustaka Karam Sakranatva Natva Kathamiva Satam Sannidasate Madhukshira Draksha Madhuri Madhurinaha Bhanitayaha. We close for the day. Any questions?
One question, Mama.
Can we read the slokas in random order, or is there any rule to read all the slokas in order? Well, you can read a particular shloka in isolation, but reading them in random order, I think, is not recommended. No stotra, for that matter, not only Saundarya Lahari, of course, is the greatest of slokas I have seen before, because it is full of Devi mantras, so you have to be very careful. But normally, that's why he said in the earlier explanation also that each shloka you can chant in isolation so many number of times, 100, 300,000, etc., and get that benefit. Yes, that is permitted. But to read the slokas in random order, I think nobody does, and I don't think it is permitted. You have to read in the proper order as printed here. Any other question?
No questions, Mama.
No. Okay. So we close for the day, and I invite all of you to join us in this great Jnana Yajna, the bliss of ocean of Saundarya of Devi, tomorrow evening at 6:30 as usual, 6:30 IST. Namah Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadeva Shri Mahasaraswatyai Jaya Jaya.